Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on the country you are watching this and listening to this story. So it's a story time, and not everybody have the confidence to share their story, but I have come to share the story for people to learn from other people's mistake. So nobody is perfect. A lot of marriage are suffering, especially um, this new generation. And these days, there is no more those marriage conference meeting and all that marriage thing that's actually helping people. So maybe stories can make some people, some of us, avoid some mistakes. Anyway, this channel will be sharing a lot of stories, and in the course of this, they are all going to be different people's story, and some of these stories are long. So far, all the stories I've received to share on this channel is lot, a lot of story, and we might not be able to put it into one part. So, especially this, I think we're going to start it. Um, we're going to divide it into two parts. So, let's just dive into the story straight. Let's go straight. I'm sorry for boring anybody, but this is a mother of three kids living in New Jersey, United States. My name is Mercy. I met my husband in my late 20s, and just right after wedding, we started having children. But I had no help at all. I was taking care of my kids by myself, and I was also working. And being the how to paying of bills in this country, where you have to meet up to bills every month, both of us were working. We couldn't really afford childcare, and we also slightly exceeding that that payment that when you are what you are earning, you can also qualify to for government to help you. So since we couldn't qualify anyway, we were juggling it. When he's at home or he's watching the kids, and I go to work, and when he's working, I have to stay at home. But the struggle meeting up with bills was so much challenge. It wasn't challenge that we couldn't survive. It was a challenge because other needs are coming in, like family, his family calling back home, asking for help. And when you don't meet up to their request, he always looks like, oh, they've traveled abroad and they've abandoned us. So I also have families who are calling. So I will be unfair and untruthful if I don't say my families are not calling too. So we looked at it and say, no, this cannot continue like this. One of us has to go back to school. At that time, it is the best option. So we decide that he goes first. Why I still keep my full-time job, working and helping out with most of the bills. He was doing part-time and schooling, nursing school. Anyone who is familiar with people abroad would know that most people, when they say go back to school here, it's mostly nursing school because that is where we all feel that is where the money is actually, and then you will not finish and say you didn't have a job. So while I was in nursing school, I was taking care of Bill, working and doing everything. It was a lot of challenge, but I felt I was building a home that it would be sweet, sweet, sweet after he's done. In in this period, I took in for our first child, and I had our first child while I was in school. By the time got I have another of our child, the second born. It was almost done. It was rounding off. And I felt, oh my God, when it round up, I will be free. And he graduated. I was super, super, super. When I mean super, if there's a way to emphasize it, I was super happy, proud of him. And I felt, okay, I can take a back seat. You know what I mean? Relax a bit, let him walk. Now he has a good job, I would say. But it seems to be like, it seems that is our mistake. Because as soon as he started bagging the money, he was working full time, even extra time, making more money. He became the lion of the house. No more, no more the head of the house. When I mean lion. He goes back, he goes to work, stay as long as he can without calling to say, oh, I'm taking extra hour and all that. So, anyways, I felt okay. This is just a phase, it will soon pass. But the character increase and increase and increase goes by. No days goes by without an argument. Emotional abuse setting, physical and financial abuse, because at this time I was a nursing mother and the little child is also young, and then he's no longer staying at home. So I barely could even go to work because every time he say, hey, I have to go to work, I can't call off for you. And so I was the one calling off almost all the time. I had to cut down my hours to take part time in order to be available for the kids. This went on for so long, and I look and I think, how am I going to continue like this, struggling to take care of my needs? He doesn't care. And I thought that him going to school was going to be that he will return back the favor by helping me, since he doesn't care. So I had to look for any means, someone to pay, if not the real daycare, someone, elderly people who can help me watch my kids, who I can pay. Either I take them to their house or they come to my house to care for my kids so that I can work and take care of my needs. Anyways, please watch out for part 2. This story is taking so long and I do not really want it to exceed 7 minutes on each of the parts. If we are able to finish it on 2 parts, it will be excellent. But please, you want to hear how this ended. Remember, the story is being shared so that people who are into this situation will know how to handle it, will see from the mistakes done by people who has gone through the same thing. And people who are still yet to enter into all this kind of marriage should also learn to be careful before they enter. So, subscribe to this channel so that whenever we post, you can see, and follow our Facebook profile. Thank you for listening, and watch out for part 2.